I wanted to also ask you how AMD uses its own technology. As you point out, AMD technology is in so many different devices. Part of it's an easy answer, just the various ways in which any of us are using technologies that might incorporate your products. But talk a bit about how the company is its own sort of first customer, so to say.
Well, that's actually huge for us. I have to say, Lisa Sue did a good move about just over 4 years ago. In my role as a CTO and running the technology and engineering, she said, "Mark, you're so passionate about the technology you're developing. You're going to now be responsible for our internal IT, how we deploy internally that technology." And I think it's been just a great combination. When you look how that IT function has worked, and now organizations don't fundamentally change things, but they do make it easier, even easier to collaborate and to have a different vision. So when we took the IT team and put it right in with the CTO function, it really, I just give a big hats off to our IT team. They really adopted a much more innovative approach. They started really looking at how to be that early adopter, as you said. So when I told you about that new Zen processor line, they immediately got those first Ryzen CPU-based PCs, and often with our Radeon graphics included in that same device. It's called the APU. It has both our CPU and graphics and an accelerated processor unit, and started deploying it internally. So now our own users were the first ones to give feedback on those new units, and any suggestions to yet further improve the usability. As well, as we got into this rapid growth mode, Peter, we had to really change and drastically improve our own compute capabilities. To designing chips, and both the hardware and software for new chip designs turns out is incredibly compute intensive. So we had to grow our on-premise data center dramatically. We did it using the new EPYC-based servers, and we did it in a way that was very innovative in terms of pushing the performance. We used, for many of our engineers, the IT team developed virtual desktops. You didn't have to have a big workstation under your desk. You could run off of the server farm and have the same kind of performance. We also ran on the cloud. So we started working with the hyperscalers and taking some of our big electronic design automation, our big, compute intensive workloads that we use to design next generation chips, and we're running it in some of the, those huge cloud applications. And then lastly, we've been applying artificial intelligence. When you look at billions and billions of transistors on these chip designs, it turns out you can apply AI and machine learning to optimize how you implement those chip designs. We've used AI to really speed up our whole debug process. We've improved the gaming devices. So when you play games on AMD, we've actually do image optimization, and even some of our financial processes, we're applying AI and ML. So from the devices we use to even the applications and optimizations we run, it's been just a great job of our IT team partnering with each of the R&D and business functions in the company. And they're now a part of that whole innovation process as we deploy our own technology internally. We call it eating our own cooking, and recommend it to any company to really lean in as hard as they can on that aspect.